girls, and welcome back. Today we will be continuing with respiration. So we would have looked at breathing and a little bit of respiration last class. So I'm going to just continue from there. Alright, so as we know, all of the cells in our bodies require energy. The energy needed for our cells must be released from the food that we eat. When we looked at the digestive system, we would have seen that different types of food carry different energy contents or different amounts of energy per gram. Right? So respiration would allow the energy from that food to be released and used by all the cells in the body. So the process that releases energy from the food we eat is known as respiration. Right? Again, do not mix up respiration and breathing. Respiration can be defined as the chemical breakdown of complex food substances such as carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, during which energy, water, and carbon dioxide are released. So this is a very important definition here that you need to take note of. All right? Later on, we will learn the word equation for respiration, and as you further into integrated science, you will learn the chemical formula for it. It is one of the most important processes in living things. Most of the time, respiration uses oxygen. When oxygen is used in respiration, it is called aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in the mitochondria. So I would have showed you what the mitochondria in the cell looks like. So it's usually bean shaped, and then you will have like some squiggly lines like that inside of it. Alright, so along those lines, that is what the mitochondria is going to look like. Alright, so those are known as the powerhouses of cells. Respiration and breathing are not the same. So breathing is the physical process of taking air into and out of the lungs, as we would have looked at before. And I will send you all a video, right, of a bell jar model. Right, so what we have is a bell jar, and you have two balloons in there, and you will be able to see when the diaphragm moves up and down what happens to the balloons. They become inflated and deflated by just that simple movement. Right? So please take note of these. It is very important to know the differences between breathing and respiration. So, as we mentioned earlier, we have aerobic respiration, which is the use of oxygen. So then there's another type of respiration which does not use oxygen, and that is known as anaerobic respiration. Right? So aerobic respiration would take place in the mitochondria, and it would use nutrients obtained from food and oxygen. The products of aerobic respiration are energy, water, and carbon dioxide. So this here is our word equation for respiration. So we have food plus oxygen to give us energy, carbon dioxide, and water. So carbon dioxide and water are known as waste products or byproducts. Right? Because what we really want is the energy. So the energy released during respiration is stored in molecules called ATP. Right? So you don't need to worry about that too much for now. Right? And you can also investigate aerobic respiration and see how energy is released. Good. So you can look at this and go through it. So you have two small transparent jars, several small animals such as woodlice, millipede, etc., two wire cords, 10 grams of soda lime, two rubber bongs with capillary tube in the middle, stopwatch, oil, dropper, ruler, and grease. So this is how it was set up. So we have one setup has no animals in it, and in my second setup I have tiny little animals in there. Right, so we shouldn't really expect anything to be happening much with the first one because there's nothing in there to cause a change. So that is like our control in our experiment. So you're setting up the apparatus, and to ensure that the experiment is airtight, use grease to seal off the connections. So dip one end of the capillary tube in oil, watch the movement of the oil and record the distance traveled by the oil with time. Right, so this drop of oil here, as you can see, there is a ruler attached to the setup, so you will be able to actually measure what is happening to the oil. So what I want you all to do is to examine this experiment here, do a little research if you have to, and you are going to answer these 3 questions for me during class today. Right, so you are to upload your answers onto Google Classroom. I will be saving this as an assignment, and this is what you're going to be answering for me. Right, and please be revising all of your work. I would have given you hints already for your exam, so please take note of everything, and I will see you all next week. If you all have any questions at all, feel free to comment it in the chat section right under where I post the note, and I will respond to you over the course of the weekend. Right, so Sitaram girls, have a good day and have a safe weekend.